go. We are live. Hi and welcome to today's episode of Meghan Klingenberg is your BFF. I'm your BFF, Meghan Klingenberg, and today, on the penultimate episode of the season, I'll be recapping the World Cup semifinals, looking ahead to the finals, and recapping the nail-biter of a series that was our BFF Battle of the Best Food in the World. Wow, did that one get contentious. Plus, today I'm pumped to be joined by my BFF, Wildfang CEO and founder, Emma McElroy. Today, we'll count down some of the wildest feminist moments of the World Cup and share who is part of our World Cup coven. Ooh, stay tuned. I know we all want to talk about USA's big W and what to expect in Sunday's final, but first, time to run down World Cup headlines and all the hot goss. Fire take, you guys. But is this the most memeable World Cup ever? I think so. We had Rapinoe's open-armed post-goal celebration that trended on Twitter with everyone captioning the crap out of it. And yesterday, Alex Morgan sipping her tea. I love it. Along with thousands of gifts, both of these celebrations, especially Morgan's, came with lots of criticism. Of course it did. Piers Morgan called both players, quote, cocky, smug, ruthless prima donnas. Chill, Piers. You're the one giving Morgan's a bad name. In response, Megan Rapinoe clapped back to criticism about the teacup celebration, saying, wah, wah, wah. I don't think anyone truly believes that we disrespect opponents, which brings me to my next hot topic. I really want to talk about the all-star sportsmanship we've seen at this World Cup from all sides. On the field, you have players often fighting for more than just a win. They are fighting for respect and, to be honest, in some cases, financial backing of their countries and federations. Off the field, after the games, win or lose, players are asked the hardest questions, and everyone has shown up with grace and professionalism in these pressers, which can be one of the hardest things to do. Take, for example, Marta. We've talked a lot about Marta on the show because not only is she a world-class player, but clearly she is a classy lady. After a loss for Brazil, she turned her presser into a win for young girls everywhere. I hope you all saw it, but it was one of the very best shining moments of this World Cup, and it comes courtesy of Marta. Second, let's talk about in Japan's knockout loss to the Netherlands, which, by the way, is going to be in the World Cup final this Sunday. Last week, you saw club teammates turn World Cup opponents reach across a divide and comfort each other. We saw Netherlands' Van de Sanden comfort her Leon Tipe Sakai Kumagai. Sheesh, sorry. And it was one of the classiest moments of this entire World Cup. If I am going to lose in this World Cup, I want to lose to Netherlands because they are the most gracious winners out of anybody that we've seen. Finally, let's talk about Amandine Henry, okay? A previous Portland Thorn. I'd like to think that she learned a little bit of her classiness from the Thorns, but let's be real, she's one classy lady. She probably started at birth. Mandy, super gracious in her post-game presser, using the platform to ask for more support and for everybody in France to lift up the women's game. Now, I gotta be honest from experience, this is one of the very hardest things in sports, losing and then going straight in front of the cameras and being asked all kinds of questions. Picture this, you spend years preparing for these moments. You give everything, pushing to your limits, oftentimes past your limits, and then after you lose, being dragged in front of cameras, and all they're looking for is a response, hopefully a bad response that can trend worldwide on Twitter. Meanwhile, your eyes are clouded with tears, your emotions are all over the place, and most likely you're just trying not to cramp after 90 minutes or 120 minutes of play. Then, you have to get up there and not only just speak honestly, but be humble, be gracious, be grateful, and also be proud of what your team has accomplished by just being in the World Cup and participating. Players have been doing this game after game, and it's seriously one of the very coolest things to see. Because you're sure as shit not seeing that in the Men's World Cup. Maybe the hottest controversy of this World Cup so far is the epic battle that was our World Fair World Cup food bracket. I turned the tough decisions on matchups like empanadas versus stroopwafels to you guys on Twitter, and here are the results and my takes. First up, we had bibimbap from South Korea versus fried plantains. Listen, fried plantains won by a hair, but we all know why. It's versatile, they're salty, they're sweet, and they're delicious. They're going on to the next round. Okay, next up we had sushi, which was projected to win, versus kanelbulle, which was a sweet, Swedish cinnamon bun. They were projected to win, and they did win. Japan moves on to the next round. In our third matchup, it was a head-to-head street food snack showdown between empanadas from Chile and stroopwafels from the Netherlands. I know the Netherlands are going to the finals in the Soccer World Cup, but in our World Fair Food World Cup, sorry, you're out. Empanadas taking home the win in all of their cheesy goodness. In our fourth matchup, we had a heavy favorite, chocolate croissant versus the Brazil's cheesy bread. The chocolate croissant did what the chocolate croissant did to the cheesy bread what France did to Brazil in the Soccer World Cup. They won. And it was a tight matchup, but in the battle of carbs, our sweet tooth won out in the end, and they lived to see another day. Here's to seeing how chocolate croissant fares in the next round. Okay, on to the other side of the bracket. We had tom kha plus sticky mango rice, because I wasn't able to pick one, from Thailand versus pretzel, Germany. Okay, this is like legitimately the most stunning and upsetting result of the entire World Fair World Cup. Pretzel edged out. Are you kidding me? Thailand, just as a whole, should be going on, because it's a pretzel. I don't know what else to say besides it's a pretzel. What do you want from me? It's a pretzel. A pretzel. Pretzel. I didn't even say beer cheese. I just said pretzel. Anyways, moving on. Into our next matchup, we had jollof rice of Nigeria versus pizza from Italy. Now, we know that pizza was a heavy favorite, and they didn't disappoint. They absolutely crushed jollof rice. I'm super sorry that the underdog didn't go through. But don't sleep on Nigeria. Please, 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 please have jollof rice within the next 4 years so that Nigeria has a fair shot of going into the next round, because it is kick ass. All right, just two more matchups here. Canada is known for their friendliness, but they took no prisoners in this battle of poutine versus asado barbecue in Argentina. Now, I realized that it was Canada today, and that could have shook up the results a little bit because people were feeling a little bit patriotic, but poutine is basically fries smothered in cheese curds, smothered in gravy, smothered in deliciousness. So actually, it's fine. I'll try and put this one on a different day besides Canada Day for the next time. Just, a little bit of a caveat there. Anyways, into our last matchup, we have pinchos from Spain versus Yorkshire pudding from England, which, by the way, apparently not a lot of people know what Yorkshire pudding is, but I'm telling you what, it's fucking kick-ass, so try it. Anyways, in the most underrated matchup of underrated dishes, pinchos goes on to fight another day. We'll see how they do in their next round. Okay. Thank you to the thousands, holy shit, I mean thousands, who voted and tweeted me your thoughts. I'll be following up this weekend with more semifinal and championship matchups on Twitter, so watch out for that. Today's episode of Meghan Klingenberg is Your BFF is brought to you by Lavender Essential Oil. Smells nice and will help calm nerves ahead of Sunday's World Cup Championship. I suggest you get some. Actually, I suggest you get a shit ton of fresh lavender for your World Cup watch party. And if you think this show couldn't pander any more to our millennial hipster audience, don't worry, we will be talking World Cup covens later in the episode with our BFF, Emma McElroy. But first, let's recap the semifinals USA versus England match. First, just to get this out of the way, I know that you gals and guys were all freaking out about Pino being benched/injured. But I have great news. She will not miss the final. No chance, no way, never. I legit have zero inside info at all, but this I know. She will not miss it. All right. Well, there are a few things that we know about USA, and the first thing is that they are very fucking good at scoring. In every single game they've played in this World Cup, they've scored within the first 10 minutes of the match. That is absolutely ridiculous, okay? And if Netherlands wants to have a chance, how about you park the bus for the first 15 minutes of the game so you have a friggin' chance of winning the final? Hey, somebody tweet this at the Netherlands because I think the Dutch need to hear this. The stroopwafel didn't make it through, but maybe you guys can if you tune in to MK as your BFF. Second, the weakness of the USA, we've been talking about this a lot, is their back line. It's so clear as they've been playing better and better teams that needs to plug up the holes. The reason that we won the World Cup in 2015 is because the defense was so solid. We weren't scoring that many goals. And luckily, this team in 2019 is, because it's picking up for a lot of slack that isn't happening in the defensive line. On both the goals, one didn't count, but the other, both either way, if it did, Dahlkemper lost her mark twice. That's an issue. If I was Netherlands, I would go straight after her. Make sure that I'm putting the ball on her head in the box every single time because she's not checking her shoulder. She's not able to know where her mark is. Okay, next. My favorite, Lady Luck. Yeah, let's talk about Lady Luck. It is clearly on USA's side, but I think this is great. Some people are like, oh, USA's lucky. Oh, USA is this. Well, you know what? You need luck to win a World Cup. We had a lot of luck in 2015. How about when Julie Johnson probably should have had a red card against Germany in the semifinal when she took down one of their forwards and didn't. She got a yellow card. And then on top of that, they missed their PK right after that. It was a complete swing of momentum, and that's why the USA went through to the World Cup final. Well, USA certainly has a bit of luck this World Cup as well, but I'm all for it. I have a bunch of, you can't see it, but I have herbs over there, a bunch of 4-leaf clovers, and I've been putting them all over the place. Plus, I invited an Irish Emma McElroy here so we can, rub her shoulder and get as much luck as possible. I wish you could see her. She's over here doing her leprechaun, throwing 4-leaf clovers and gold coins. Anyways, we'll see a little bit of her later. Finally, my favorite moment of the game verse, my goodness, who did we play? England. There's so many games, but it was a great game. My favorite part of it was Kristen Press when she scored, reaching up, looking to the sky because her mom recently passed away in January. It was a tear-jerking moment. And here's to you, Kristen. Here's to you, Stacy. I'm so happy for you and your family. That's amazing. Keep going. I knew you'd get your big moment when it came, and you really took advantage of it. So proud of you. Second favorite moment, Alyssa Nair when she saved the penalty kick. Say what you want about the kick. It's big time to make a World Cup semifinal save that is going to keep your team in it. That is so badass. Listen, my favorite part though was when everybody came and was like hugging her, and she's like, "What are you guys doing?" She's yelling at her teammates. She's like, "What the fuck, gals? Get the F out of here! Get up there! We're gonna get whistled for delay of game!" And she crushes the ball on a punt. It was legitimately my favorite part. She's like, "I'm just doing my job." Everybody else is like, yeah. And she's like, "Listen, this is part of my job. Let me live. Get out of here." She's just like, I don't know why you guys are so excited. I had this the whole time. Yes, Alyssa. By the way, I'm definitely telling the story about the U20 World Cup in Chile when I was Alyssa's left back. Okay, we will tell that story in the finals. It's epic. We still laugh about it, but not tonight. Okay, I'm super excited to bring on Emma sometimes I talk too fast. Emma McElroy, CEO of Wildfang, a brand for badass women everywhere. You may know them for the Wild Feminist t-shirts you've seen all over Instagram, their suits and button-ups that feature menswear tailoring that works on our bodies. Emma, please welcome to the show. Come on, Twitter. Let's see all of those hearts. Yep, yeah, the hands clapping. Let's go. Round of applause. Hey, the F and BFF stands for a lot of things here. Best football friend, best founder friend today, and really every episode, it stands for best feminist friend.
Yeah.
So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for being
here.
Yeah, thank you for coming on my couch. I've been, trying to get a new couch from Pier 1.
It's very comfortable.
Is it?
It is.
You should say we need a new one.
Oh, we need a new one.
Yes, thank you, Pier 1. Here.
Does it have to be Pier 1?
It doesn't.
We'll take West Elm.
Restoration Hardware. Anything else?
Crate and Barrel.
Listen to this gal. She knows what she's talking about.
Crate and Barrel. If you're American. Yeah. Any of you guys.
So do you want to tell
L-shaped
everybody
section.
kind of how we know each other?
Cancun 83. Oof. Let's move on.
Yes, that's exactly what happened. Okay, so tell me, why are you so into soccer? Like, is there something from your, did you play in childhood?
I did. I
Tell
just
us.
wasn't as good as you. I did. I played a lot. I grew up in Ireland, and there wasn't a ton of soccer, so I played a little bit. But I'm a huge, massive Liverpool fan.
Good year for you then.
Never walk alone. Yeah, massive year for us. I was actually at the last game of the season in the director's box. So I had Roy Evans, Bruce Grobler behind me, full commentary of the Wolves game. Unfortunately,
Amazing.
For anybody who follows the Premier League, we almost won in the last day of the season. Man City went 1-0 down and the crowd went bonkers and then we lost. But for 15 minutes, it was the best 15 minutes of my life.
But you have to admit, Champions League win. That's,
Champions League.
Pretty
but
bad.
it's 29 years of pain.
Oh, yeah, no, that's true. But you have to admit, these are two of the best teams of all time going head-to-head in the Prem.
Yeah.
So you can't be that upset.
It's true. It's like when you start going, I got 98 points and I came second. It's a bad year, right? So,
Right.
But yes, I'm a huge soccer fan. My brother played professional. My grandfather played professional back in the UK. So I wasn't that good. I wasn't as good as you, but I do like to kick it around once in a while.
Love that. So tell us, what are some of your highlights of this World Cup so far?
Meghan Rapinoe.
It's everyone's
Sue Bird.
Yes.
Meghan Rapinoe.
Hey, it's pretty big when you're a basketball player and you're making that a highlight list of a World Cup.
You know what? That letter that Sue Bird wrote was so full transparency, we've worked with Sue and I'm a big fan, but that letter was all of my rom-com dreams came true, together with all of my liberal fuck Trump. I didn't ask if I could swear, but there we go, I just sweared. So all my liberal fuck Trump dreams just had a baby, and Richard Gere and Julia Roberts were in it. It was amazing.
This is so great.
It was so good.
I'm so glad we're talking about this later so we can go into it more.
Oh yeah.
Yes, this is going to be so good.
Anyway.
Okay, so you told me earlier that you mentioned, you noticed that more male fans have been watching this World Cup than any time before. Why do you think that is? What do you think is different about this World Cup, or why do you think they're interested?
Look, we're just finally starting to see the game get the attention it deserves.
Yeah,
right?
true.
That's the bottom line, and the game is getting better and better and better, and every World Cup gets better. The standard of play gets better. It gets faster, more exciting. The players are fitter. So I think dudes are just recognizing what we all recognized a minute ago. They're just joining the party.
No,
guys are late to most things. That's the reality.
It's so true.
But somebody told me the other day, right?
We love you guys, but
we do. We love you guys.
Come on, get on the bus. Get on the bus.
They always come second. Okay, but in other news, you have to remember the US game, or the women's game's going to be around 20 years, right? So if you think about the NFL, if you think about sports that have had hundreds of years to get there, the women's game's been around really 25 years.
Huge progress in that
massive,
short amount
and
of time.
it's a global sport, right?
I love it. That's one of the best things about soccer, in my opinion, is that is global and that you only need a ball to play.
Absolutely.
It's one of the most accessible games in the world. I love that. So, last question before we dig in more on our wild feminist World Cup stories. Who's going to win? Who is going to win this World Cup? Come on. Yeah, come on.
This is if I was a gambling lady.
Well, I've heard that you are.
I am a guy. I do like a little bit. I think USA is going to win.
Yeah.
I think
you have a
USA
score
is going to
prediction?
win. I was at the last one where I think you were there
I was
too.
there as well,
yeah,
yes,
we were in different parts of the stadium, but and I went to get beer and I came back. It was 2-0. So I think I know. So I think I'm going with I think Pino and the girls are going to turn up. I think it's going to be a rout. I think it's going to be 4-1.
Yeah, I have to say that USA looks to be on a mission.
They look to be on a mission at the start. And there was a little bit of a slow patch in the middle. I think they're going to come out all guns blazing. I think they've, there's been so much hype. There's been so many people criticizing them. I think every time these girls get for lack of a better word, shit on.
Yeah.
They just come out all guns blazing. So I think we're going to see, you talked about goal in the first 10 minutes. I think we're going to see a goal in the first 10 minutes. I think it's going to be a rout.
Yeah, no, like no doubt.
But I love the Dutch too. They're my second favorite team, so I feel really bad.
I had them in my bracket going all the way to the finals, which...
Look at you. Look at you. So you predicted this final?
And I watch a lot of soccer. So,
you do watch a lot of soccer.
I know,
you
a lot
some
of
things.
Yeah, I know. Anyways, but what's really cool is that I think that Netherlands has kind of looked a little like not so convincing in all of their performances. Not their best, but I'm like, holy shit, they keep winning. That's a sign of a team.
Totally.
Yeah, that is a sign of a team that I actually really wouldn't want to play. Like, I think that this is like a really great matchup in a lot of ways because one, they have really young stars that are going to be like the stars of the future on this team. And
what would you be most nervous about if you're starting lineup on Sunday? What are you most nervous
What
about?
I'm most nervous about is that USA wins this game 9 out of 10 times. But it's the World Cup final. So that one time out of 10 could happen in this match.
And what do you think equals that one time? Is it Netherlands get a sneaky goal early and the confidence goes down?
Well, maybe, but I think it's that they go, here's what I would do if I was Netherlands. I would go after Sauerbrunn, not because I think that she's a bad defender. I think she's the best defender on the team. But I think that Dahlkemper doesn't track. So you engage Sauerbrunn, and then you literally take advantage of Dahlkemper being asleep. So
I feel so conflicted right now. Like, this is live. You're giving the Netherlands like their information. However, I did try to tweet the Netherlands women's team to tell them to park the bus.
Yeah.
But they don't have a handle on Twitter, so I couldn't.
They don't have a handle on Twitter?
No.
There are so many things that we talk about in the show that are so ridiculous, and that is like another one of them.
Maybe we should start it tonight. We should start the
Netherlands, we're starting your World Cup.
We're starting and we're just gonna tweet tips from Kling, not from me because those would be shit. But we are gonna we're gonna send tips from Kling.
Yeah, and we want Stroop waffles for starting this.
I cannot believe the croissant went out, the chocolate croissant and the Yorkshire pudding. I have a lot to say about the Yorkshire pudding. You are lucky I was not in the earlier round.
Well, you should have told me.
It's delicious. You fill it with gravy. It's so good. You can eat like 7 of those in one go. They're so good. Anyway, okay, seriously. So we'll move on.
I hear you. Like I'm. There are a lot of things that I'm bitter about. One of them is the sticky mango rice Tom Kong. Yeah. Anyways, listen. In honor of Emma and a wild feminist in all of us, we wanted to count down some of the wildest moments in feminism at the World Cup. See what I did there?
Mm-hmm. I see what you did.
Yeah. Starting with one of the worst. Womp womp. But then. At least we can end on high note, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so
I'm ready.
In light of all the VAR drama, England's former captain Faye White suggested bringing in male refs to help the female refs. Her point is that FIFA needs to hire the best, regardless of gender, which, I can get behind that point. But my point is, the actual problem is that FIFA needs to prepare them pre-World Cup.
100%. And I think the other way of saying this might have been there needs to be some female referees in the other World Cup. I'm not going to call it the Men's World Cup. I'm just going to call it the other World Cup. So I think we just need to see representation across the board. We need to see the best referees in both games.
Yeah, let's get these are the very best players in the world playing on these pitches in France. Let's get them what they deserve. The best coaches, the best referees. Yep. We need friggin' money insert. I mean, this is a bigger conversation, but these referees, they want to do well. It's not like they're showing up and being like, I'm just going to be mediocre today. No, they just need to be able to ref at the highest level. What if you're a ref from Panama in your country? Are you ever going to see the highest level of the game? No. Totally. So let's get them that experience.
And it's a new tool, and they haven't had a tournament with it before. So
precisely. Let's stop using the World Cup as a testing ground for new technology.
Yeah.
Right? Let's get that the fuck out of here.
And I would like I said, I would like that question to have been phrased more along the lines of why we're not seeing more women referees in the men's game.
No, that's a valid point.
Female coaches,
Bibiana
female
has
assistant
done it.
linemen, right.
Bibiana Steinhaus from Germany, she refs in the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
Why can't we have more women do that?
Correct.
She's one of the best in the game.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the second topic. Nigeria women's team staged a sit-in at the World Cup. Have you heard of this?
This is cool as hell.
Okay, yeah.
So
over
cool.
an alleged unpaid bonuses that, according to an anonymous player, is from 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
This
is cool, and they're just not leaving their hotel.
Yeah, and players were
I'm so
reported,
into it. This is so cool.
Players were also reportedly cheated out of 5 days worth of their per diem. The Nigerian Football Federation agreed to most of their terms except for the participation fee.
Yeah, but this is cool, right? You wait until you're on the world's biggest stage, and then you take that moment, and you have your voice, and you take the platform. So smart what they did. Fully behind Nigerian women. We salute you, yeah. And loads of croissants and a free hotel. So like, bam, bam,
Everyone
bam.
should be doing this.
Yeah.
Like, but
They're
it is
lucky
true
that
though.
I didn't go to France.
It's nice though that finally you get this stage and this platform where you get to talk about things that actually matter. What I'm sick of is seeing men's players at the Men's World Cup like posing with dictators, right? That are they supposedly unaware of, right?
Yeah.
And then having that be a controversy, it's just so different in the Women's World Cup. It's like literally everybody is woke, if we're going to use that word, and they know what's going on, and they're actually using their platform for good instead of having their platform like, you know, be ignorant or just not, or just there for the win, or for winning or for the money.
100%.
Like, it's refreshing.
Yeah, and it's bold and it's courageous. It's courageous leadership, and I think that's what you're seeing from a lot of the female players in this World Cup.
Yeah, and here's to seeing more of that.
Yeah, and I think women inherently, you can probably speak to this, but I think because of the fact that they are starting on such a lesser foot, and I think many of the female players feel inherently responsible for the future of the game.
Totally.
You know? And so I think that's
Pioneers.
what you're seeing. Yeah, I think that's what you're seeing here is these women saying, it happened to us, I don't want it to happen to women behind me.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree. And I think that's one of the reasons why I love doing this show. Okay, our next wild feminist moment is one of my fave quotes, actually, from this World Cup so far is from Meghan. Shocker. She's been spitting truth in honor of Pride Month. And
Does she
when
do anything
asked,
else?
No, she really doesn't. Actually, she might spit too much truth to me sometimes, like about my outfits. I'm like, please take that back. I don't have anything to change into. Anyways, she was saying, she was asked about playing during Pride. And she said, quote, "Go gays. You can't win a championship without gays on your team. It's pretty much never been done before.
It's science.
Ever." That's science right there. And I have to say, scientific fact.
It is, you know. I don't think it's just in football, right? It's like WNBA. I think you could pick.
Well, I actually think it's probably not just in women's sports either. I think that unfortunately we have a you know, like
the culture.
Exactly.
That's part of feminism, right? It's creating the same environment for men to be as free in their expression as women.
That's true though.
Yeah, we don't allow men to be feminine, to express emotion, etc., etc., etc. So the same shit applies.
Yeah, but either way, I think it's awesome. So much visibility.
Good.
Just like she's just so proud and so like. It's like really amazing to just like be who you are, and that's all she ever is, and people are like appreciate it. Yeah. I mean, that's cool.
My favorite thing is most of Meghan's best quotes have come like walking off a bus. Like it's like so underprepared. It just like comes out, and you're like, yes, that's what that was.
It's like her word vomit quotes,
like the wah 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 thing.
Yeah,
that was
exactly.
great.
That's
she was
so
like walking
good.
off the bus. You're like, wah, wah, wah.
What a gem.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Back to Sue Bird. Pino's girlfriend Sue Bird wrote something also worth perusing for the Players Tribune titled, "So the President Fucking Hates My Girlfriend." By the way, epic title. In it, she talks about... Please, take over here.
Oh, it's so great. I was also just thinking, is there anybody from our queer community who the president doesn't hate your girlfriend? That was what I was also thinking, but that's a side note. Anyway, Sue's note is like, there's a little romantic deep inside me, and Sue's note is like this amazing mix of feminist, bold, confident discussion, and also super sweet. Like the last line is, "By the way, I love Meghan Rapinoe." So it's a very sweet note, but essentially she just talks about her experience when the president was, I think in her words, acting as an adolescent boy, a full-on adolescent boy. So she just talks about how the fact it was kind of scary for her, and she was nervous, but then Meghan does what Meghan does, and she just took no shit, took no prisoners, and did exactly what Meghan does, and showed up as Meghan, you know. And I think Sue is reflecting on how brave that was. Sue is also reflecting on how much she admired Meghan and looked up to Meghan. So it was just a super cool note, and I think, you know, we all aspire to have a girlfriend like Meghan.
Okay,
Meghan.
like legit a perfect recap, except for one thing.
Oh, what did I miss?
The Meghan goggles.
Oh, that's what I was thinking about when you said about your outfit. I was like, Meghan goggles. Yeah.
It was legitimately. Actually, we're probably gonna have Meghan goggle merch for the final episode. So stay tuned for that. But legitimately, that was one of my favorite things out of the article.
And it's so true. If you know Meghan, it is so true.
Yeah, it's just the way that she looks at life is a lot different than a lot of people.
It is quite different. And the confidence with which she believes her own viewpoint is quite different.
That's very true.
That is true.
We would both know that very
Yes.
well. Sometimes I go into like a discussion with Pino, and I come out of it with a completely different like point of view.
Yeah, or you're like, wait, why did I think that in the first place?
Exactly.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
I know. Meghan goggles, they get us all.
And
Anyways,
fashion, often the Meghan goggles attack fashion.
I know. I love it. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, this is weird and awesome.
Yeah.
Like looking at her outfits.
Yeah.
I'm like, well.
But we got to make Meghan goggles for sure.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking about it. Like, I've actually been taking these ceramic classes, I guess you could say. Can you please, Anna, would you mind bringing over? My producer is going to bring over my basil.
I was just thinking more like swimming goggles.
No, I'm thinking like
Or like chemistry
we
goggles.
can actually make them. Like, what do you feel?
Like grow them? Oh, like make these. Oh, got it. They seem kind of heavy.
They're heavy, but like life's hard, so.
Okay.
No,
I'll probably just wear goggles.
we'll discuss this afterwards.
Got it.
We will discuss this
I
afterwards.
know. I don't want to shit on your new hobby. It sounds great. You sound really good at it.
Hey, that's pretty decent. People have asked for it.
Wait, you made that?
Yes.
Oh,
that's
got
what I'm
it.
telling you.
I thought you said you made things like that.
No.
No, that one's actually good.
Thank you. I want the props. Anyways, so for our final Wild Feminist World Cup moment, I wanted to let you lead this one, man, because it's all about style.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
I'm the
Nike,
least fashionable person at Wildfire.
I don't believe it for a second.
Someone else dresses me. I'm the nerd. It's okay. I'm just making
You got this.
That's
You
fine.
got this. You
I
got
got
this.
it. I got it. I'm so fashionable.
Meghan, goggles.
Megan's like, no, she's not. I know her. Okay. Shut up, Peanut.
Anyways, Nike announced that the highest selling soccer jersey of all time in one season.
I can't
is
even
the
believe this.
USWNT.
This, like, melted my brain.
3-star jersey.
I know. I worked at full disclosure. I worked at Nike for 7.5 years. So, and I worked in the football category for 3 years. And I'm like, what? This melted my brain.
Really? Why?
Barcelona, Man United, all the Brazil. I mean, there are some big jerseys in there.
It's true, but look what happens when you market women's sports.
Oh, I know. Don't even start me on it. Do not start me on this topic. So that is why I'm unprepared to give any props to Nike. Oh, shit. I know so many people there. This is why I'm unprepared to give any props to Nike. My props go to the people who bought the shirt. That's who my props are going to.
Love it.
Because I think Nike's been a long time coming to this conversation and could have been marketing women's sport a lot bigger and a lot more boldly.
True, but I think they are taking big steps. Like, they are investing
enough,
a
Megan.
lot
It's
of money
not
in...
enough.
It's never enough. But they are investing a lot in the Thorns and our kits this year and our
It's great.
travel kit. I love it. So we're going to keep pushing them.
Here's my thought. If you've sold more of those jerseys than anything else, maybe you should make as much money as the men.
Oh, don't even get me started. We're gonna have a whole nother like a 4.5 episode that is gonna come in between the finals.
Oh, it's
just
like
to
the
discuss-
after one where you drink, like on Insecure.
Oh, yes.
Where you drink and just talk shit.
Have you ever seen like My Drunk Kitchen?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah.
But My Drunk Living Room. So there. Okay. Anyways, this has been a pretty cool showing. There's been a really cool showing of support for Team USA from our famous fans out there.
Yes.
And it's like so inspiring to see this. We have another fun segment for you guys. And you, Emma, we are going to share who's in our World Cup covens. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Your World Cup coven equals your homies you'd want to watch every game with, cheering on your team and casting spells on the opposing team, naturally. Emma, do you have any people that you...
Of course I do.
Okay, go ahead. Let's hear it.
Are you going to be upset if you're not in my coven?
No, you're not in my coven. Okay, I'll tell you about my coven.
That's so rude. I was being sweet. You weren't in my coven, but I was being sweet about it.
You
Okay,
were
I'll
being
go
sweet.
first.
I'm not very sweet.
Okay,
It's never been
first
my
in
thing.
my coven is, and this is going to be the only gentleman in my coven, Mr. LeBron.
Oh yeah, because he's been like
He's been into
supporters
it. He
of
bought,
women's
he
sports.
bought all his kids,
Love
he
that
bought
pick.
his family, but he also is a Liverpool fan.
This
Yeah,
makes sense.
so this is
Isn't
why
he
I-
not-
this is
not
why he's
only
in my
a
coven.
Liverpool fan, but he's a Liverpool owner.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
hardcore Liverpool.
He is.
Yeah.
So this is why he's in my coven.
Okay, I love that.
Because right after we watch the game, I'd be like, yo, you have any tickets for next season?
Yeah, so I was gonna like put him on coven, but I didn't think he'd actually fit on my couch, so I had to nix him. He's too big.
He'd fit on your
Actually,
couch.
you know
He
what?
would
I
not.
should invite him. He might sit down on it, break it, and then I'd have to get a new one. Maybe, restoration.
I'm pretty confident you're going to do it after this episode.
We'll see what happens. Retweet me.
All those people that are watching this can all at
Yeah, can we
West Elm, at West Elm,
West
need a
Elm.
coach, at West Elm.
I like Restoration Hardware. Can we at Restoration Hardware?
Well, also,
I mean, I'm being picky about it.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Sure could.
Okay, so anyways, in my World Cup coven, I'd go with Julie Foudy. Because, like, one, she is a diehard USWNT vet.
Yep.
Love it. And she would just be, like, an awesome cheerleader who had only positive things to say. So, Julie, you in my coven, you can sit on my couch, don't break it.
All right, well, segue from that. In my coven is Abby Wambach.
Oh, good one.
For a couple of reasons. One, I really need that, like, I've played the game background, like conversation in my head. Mm-hmm. Also, a lot of the commentators have been a bit weak, so I kind of want to tune down Alexi Lalas. So if I could just have Abby commentate the game in my ear, plus she gets my favorite tweet so far of this World Cup,
which is
dissent is the highest form of patriotism. So
love that.
Yes.
Yep.
So,
that sounds pretty on
so
brand.
Abby's in my coven, or my wolf pack, whichever you want to call it.
I think that is pretty on brand for you.
Yep.
So next person I'd pick, and so I have two guys in my coven, but we'll let it slide. Okay, Anson Dorrance, because not only is one of the biggest supporters of women's soccer since the very beginning, he's also savagely honest. Let me just tell you a quick story. So he was an announcer in North Carolina for the Courage Games, and so somebody, it was like in the back line, made a mistake, and he actually said on air, "If I had a gun, I'd shoot her." And everybody
Although we
was
don't
like,
believe in gun violence, so you gotta half and half.
Anyways, so he had to apologize on air for this, but it was legitimately one of the funniest things I've ever heard.
Pulls no punches.
Pulls no punches. I'm here for the LOLs, and so is Anson.
I'll let you have him. I feel no ownership over him whatsoever. Okay, next in mine, because I want some giggles in my coven, is Elizabeth Banks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, who cracks me up and I love. And little sneak behind the scenes fact, in the new Charlie's Angels, which she's in, and Kristen Stewart, the whole cast wears Wildfine coveralls. Yeah, so they skydive out of a plane and they all wear Wildfine coveralls. But I'm not allowed to tell you that because it hasn't come out yet, so you didn't hear that from me.
We're not live or anything. But
Elizabeth Banks.
This is legitimately why you tuned in.
Yep.
Okay, is Elizabeth Banks is in Dodgeball?
Is she in Dodgeball?
Is she?
Dodgeball's really funny.
Okay, but she's in one of those movies where she's an announcer.
No,
of a sport.
she's in Hunger Games and she's in Pitch Perfect.
Pitch Perfect. She would be perfect. The perfect person to like.
So I've got her in one ear and Abby in the other.
It'd be amazing.
And then just LeBron in his full Liverpool kit.
Why don't you have Abby whisper in her in Elizabeth Banks' ear,
She
and
could
then
translate it.
Yeah, into
That's pretty
something
funny.
interesting. What do you think?
Because Abby's pretty funny, just the passion.
That's
just
true.
listening
Yes.
to Abby's passion and also very like honest about her view of the game.
Yes, that is very true.
I was listening to her social this morning and basically, or yesterday, and the deal was she told all her kids, she was like, no one's allowed to talk about why Meghan's not playing because I don't want any negative energy in the room, only positive energy. Let's talk about how great Kristen Press is. And I was like, see, this is why I want Abby in my coven.
That was Wolfpack right there.
That was Wolfpack right
I
there.
love that.
Only positive energy.
I mean, Kristen did such a good job.
No, she crushed it. That goal was beautiful.
If she wasn't playing, I'd have her in my Wolfpack. Or I mean, in my coven.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
sure.
saying? Anyways, I would pick Lizzo. Boom.
I mean, I'll fight you for Lizzo.
You're right. No. I called her first. So anyways.
I got 30-40 pounds on you, so we'll see how that goes for you.
That is on the next episode of Meghan Klingenberg is your BFF. But like seriously, this woman produces bangers, and she's the most positive person on Instagram.
No, she's
because and bonus, she can play the flute, right?
True.
So let's think about this. World Cup sillies. What are they missing?
Flutes.
Fact.
I hadn't thought about it, but now that you mentioned that, it all makes sense. I was just going to have her in my coven because I liked her. But
we've been talking about a lot of scientific facts, but
that
this
is right up there.
Yep.
Okay, well, it's hard to top Lizzo, but in my coven, sort of rounding it out, it's going to be Oprah.
Ooh, good one. Did you see her kick?
Her right foot is lethal. It's lethal.
It had a good bend on it.
One touch?
And like honestly,
was it one touch? I think it was one touch.
It was a volley.
Yeah.
Yeah, she crushed it.
Yeah.
Love it. And then she celebrated like only Oprah can.
Yeah, and it was under a lot of pressure.
You get a car, you get a car, you get a car. Yeah.
You get a World Cup trophy, and you get a World Cup trophy, and you get a star, and you get a star.
That's perfect.
Totally. Plus, she's goals, you know.
Yeah, she is.
Oprah
I love
is
that.
Definitely goals.
That's a really good one. Okay, so in my coven, I'd pick Zac Efron. Oh wow, so much judgment.
Choice.
Because shoot, Zac, like you look good with any hair, but
Sure.
purple, like.
He wants purple hair. I heard that.
Yes.
He wants Meghan's hair.
Just like Pino's hair. I love
Also,
that he tweeted that.
But isn't her hair pink?
Yeah, it's pink, but like, it's kind of flipping purple.
So he just
Sue even mentioned that in
no,
her,
she did. But so Zach tweeted that after Meghan had washed her hair. Clearly,
I think it was like after the quarterfinal matchup.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the only problem with him is that, like, if he would be here, I think that I have a problem watching the game because he's just like, you know, kind
he's
of
quite attractive.
Yeah, he's kind of attractive.
He's quite attractive, but
He'd have to keep his shirt on, you know.
He's not my cup of tea. I'm gonna be honest.
Well, that's fine, but like
he's not my Alex Morgan. He's not into it.
Also, I love how people were trying to say that Alex was like smoking a joint. That's the funniest thing ever. I'm like, maybe against Netherlands, anyways.
Yeah, true.
Oh, I just have one more bonus one, if that's okay.
You can have one more.
Okay. So I picked Nancy Pelosi.
That's a good choice.
Because, like, hear me out. She doesn't shrink from anybody.
True.
Wink, wink. You know who I'm talking about.
She's talking about Trump.
I know that... I was talking about Trump. Okay, I know that everybody has that, like, one friend that gets super nervous during games and you can't be around them because, like, all this negative energy and you're getting stressed and they're just making everyone stressed. Mm-hmm. She's not that person. No. She's like
kind of like your lavender oil.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what she'd be doing.
She's like the most confident person. And then even if the U.S. doesn't win or we don't get the result, she's like legitimately already has plans to win the 5th star.
100%. Do you know what I was thinking about as you were talking about her? I don't know if I want her in my coffin, but I might want her as my centre back.
Valid point.
Right? Like, so you can talk about parking a bus, that is Nancy fucking Pelosi.
Totally. She'd filibuster like everything coming out
like
of
a
the
nuclear
middle.
bomb would go off at
Precisely.
halftime and she'd still be in the centre defender. Like, if you had a wall, like, that is the one defender even moving.
Yeah.
So I'd put her on my team.
Okay.
You can have her in your coven.
I'm 100% into that. That's great. That is really, really great.
I would step in for her.
But I also want to know about you all. Tweet me, gram me, who's in your World Cup coven. Let us know. And now, time for everyone's favorite segment. That doesn't involve food. Every episode we give someone or something a yellow card, kick someone out of the game of life with a red card, and celebrate one major goal of the week. Okay, you want to start?
Which one do you want me to start with?
Yellow card.
Yellow card. Okay, my yellow card is to Alexi Lalas.
Oh, why?
Yeah. Because he picked France over the USA. And he went so far as to play into some gender stereotypes by saying that he would wear a wedding dress in front of the Eiffel Tower. And I think the connotation was that wearing women's clothing is somehow demeaning or embarrassing. And I think that's a really shitty gender stereotype. And I think this is coming from a guy who's like top credit on his resume is that he opened for Hootie and the Blowfish. So I think he should probably pipe down and take his yellow card and be really careful in the second half.
All right, you heard it. Alexi Lawless, yellow card for you.
Card.
So my yellow card this week goes to Summer. She 100% turned her back on Leo DiCaprio, LOL, this season. Volleyball to the face. Look it up. It's hilarious. It's also sad. They had a really good run.
They did. That's a good one.
Thank you.
Okay, where we go next? Red card? My red card goes to Kim Kardashian. Out of the game, Kim.
Where is this coming from?
Take your kimono with you. Yeah, she.
I did hear about this.
Yeah,
You're
so
right.
it was her new sculpted bodywear. I don't work with fashion, don't know what you call it. And she called it kimono, and then everybody in Japan was like, you can't call it kimono, and she doubled down and was like, I'm calling it kimono, and everybody was like, no, you can't do that. She actually tried to trademark it, which would mean, for those of you who don't deal with that shit every day, that would mean other people couldn't use the word kimono because it would be her trademark. This thing that has had a heritage in Japan for a couple of thousand years, right? And is obviously has a lot of important cultural heritage, which is not about getting your tits out and wearing body shaping underwear, right? So firstly she doubled down, which I would have given her a yellow card for, and then finally she said, actually I'm an entrepreneur and I'm going to pivot and do something else, and I'm like, need to do that at the start.
Shouldn't she isn't she studying for the bar? How does she have time to do all these things?
I don't know where she's fully committed to each of these projects. But yeah, so for calling her company Kimono, that's a red card. She gotta get out of here.
Yeah, out of the game of life.
Yep.
Okay, so my turn for the red card. As a fellow Portlandite, you will feel me on this red card, okay? Gotta give a major penalty to all the jerks polluting the Multnomah River. Okay, I'm gonna just restart that for a second. Major penalty to all jerks polluting out of sheer laziness and apparently boredom. The Multnomah County Sheriff's Office dive team spent 2 days digging up 57 scooters and 2 bikes out of the river.
It's so uncool when people dump scooters in the river.
Okay, like, to be fair, when people park their limos, when people park their scooters all over the sidewalk, I get pissed. But I'm not pissed enough to throw it in the river. How does this happen? Like,
yeah, it's not cool. No bueno.
No bueno. Get out of here, Portland.
Yeah, not cool.
And, like, I give you, like, props for all things all the time, but, like, not on that one.
No.
All right, last one. You have a goal?
I do have a goal. I wanted to negotiate for 2 goals.
You can have a goal and an assist.
Oh, that's good.
How do you feel about that?
I feel pretty good about that. Right. I was going to negotiate for 2 because the USA scored twice, but that's fine. I'll take a goal and an assist. Okay, so, oh shit, now I have to put them in order. Okay, my goal goes to Coco Gauff. Is that her name?
Yes.
The 15-year-old that beat Venus Williams at Wimbledon. I mean, I don't know, you were doing 15. I was not doing that, right? I was doing a lot of bad things, and it didn't include, like, winning Wimbledon or winning the first round at Wimbledon. So, bonkers cool, next generation. She handled it with complete grace, so did Venus.
That's the truth.
And it was just such a cool moment in sport. And it was cool to see how much it meant to her. She didn't try to be cool. It was cool to see how much it meant to her. It was cool to see her recognize Venus at that moment of victory, right? She didn't have to do that, but to say, like, wow, this means even more because she's an icon. So I'm going to give massive props to the 15-year-old who just won the first round of Wimbledon.
I love that. That is such a good one.
Do you want me to do my assist, or do you get to do
totally. By the way, I just followed her on Twitter, Coco.
Yeah, she's cool.
100%.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so my
assist.
My assist goes to, and I kind of give you a nod to this already, so it won't be that big a surprise. My assist goes to everybody who bought the US Women's National jersey. And if you didn't, if you're watching this right now and you didn't, shame on you. Go and buy it.
And make sure it has 3, hopefully 4 stars. Maybe you should wait till Sunday. Get the 4-star jersey.
I'll allow you to wait till Sunday, but if you haven't bought it by Monday, not cool.
That's true.
But seriously, the fact that, like, just people are going out there putting their dollars where it counts. You know, the movement of money is very important in our society.
Yes.
You know, clearly Nike are listening. Like, Nike are seriously listening because all those people went out and bought the jersey. So thank you.
About it.
On an earnings call. I mean, that's massive,
exactly.
Right?
Huge.
So my assist goes to everybody who bought the shirt.
Love it. Here's to more assists. Okay, how about my goal is going to go to all of the brilliant people that come up with all the original memes and stuff on the internet for this World Cup. Fuck, it is funny. And thanks for the LOLs. Keep it up because, like, it like, as entertaining as this World Cup has been on its own, you have totally upped the entertainment.
We need to know your favorite.
Or top 3. Favorite was when somebody put all of the faces of the women's national team on, like, George Washington and all the, like, generals and people when they were, like, you know, on the boat with. Man, that was a good one. That was cracking me up.
My favorite was when Piers Morgan used the picture of Meghan and said, this cocky, brash, whatever. And then someone found a picture that he'd used of one of the English cricket players like 4 days earlier in exactly the same position, except he'd written, like, this guy's a legend, this guy's amazing, and, like, England should be so proud of him. It was like, wait a minute, there is one difference between these 2 pictures.
I know what it is.
Yeah. So anyway, and honestly, if anybody knows something about cocky and brash, it's Piers Morgan. So
That's
it takes one to know one, my friend.
Yeah, true. And I actually am all for being confident on the edge of cocky and brash. Because, like,
I agree.
It's interesting.
It is interesting. I mean, Meghan's been one of the most interesting parts of this whole World Cup.
Yeah, she's been amazing. Yeah. And it's not like she can't back it up.
That is definitely true.
If you're not backing it up, that's one thing. But if you're in the World Cup final and you've scored basically 5 goals...
Yeah.
I mean, you're allowed to do this.
100%.
All right.
Question: do you think she's going to start on Sunday?
I told you. I gave you my take.
No, you said she'd play. Will she start?
I think that if we're thinking about it from a coach's point of view, she has to start. She can't come on at the end because, like, what if something happens? So, like, you have to start her.
What if penalties? Because she would take a penalty. Wouldn't you bring her on at the end for that reason?
No, I would keep her on because if you're hurt, you're hurt. You can't take a penalty.
Got it.
You have to start her at the beginning because then if 30 minutes in something happens, you take her out. But if you sub her in with 45 left and then it goes into overtime,
Fair point.
You don't want to play down the rest of the match.
Fair point.
Coaching. Netherlands, that's why we're starting your handle.
Yeah.
Anyways, thanks.
I'm parking the bus.
That's all for us here on this episode of BFF. We shared our highlight reel of the semi-final games, talked about our fave girl power moments of the tourney so far, and invited you all to be in our World Cup coven. Thank you so much, Emma, for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Amazing.
It's been the most fun I've had all day.
That's...
Okay,
wow, that was big. Okay, whoa. Wow. That's amazing. Okay, but for real, It's happening, guys. This Sunday is the finals. How exciting is this? I'll be having a World Cup watch party. Yes, you're invited.
Oh, thanks.
And yes, with my coven. And cheering on Team USA.
Zac Efron will be there.
TBD, he hasn't responded on my email yet, but it's out there. It's out there. Zach, it's out there. Get excited to tune in with me Sunday afternoon after it's all over. Thanks again for watching us. And usually when I sign off, I do a little bye. Do you want to give it a countdown and then go for it?
Sure.
Right, ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Bye. Save it.